So Creed 2, we're back with Adonis Creed for the second round. You might know Adonis Creed is the son of Apollo Creed from the Rocky series. He was in Creed back in 2015, which was a great spin-off. I love how they built up that character. And Michael B. Jordan is back once again in the role. Now, I will say this right off the bat. A big problem that I have with Creed 2 is that I think it might be settling a little bit too comfortable into the boxing genre here, because with the first Creed film, you really felt for Michael B. Jordan the way the way he kind of like rose up as a boxer. Kind of how he was trained by Sylvester Stallone, to kind of become the best here. I love seeing that journey. That film, I still love that film. Ryan Coogler did an amazing job to directing that. Unfortunately, Coogler's not back here, and you can kind of feel that influence missing here. You do have, Sylvester Stallone is back as Rocky. He is still coaching Adonis Creed, and Creed is just rising up in the ranks. He's beating everyone in the ring. But of course, since he's so great, he's got to have a bigger challenge. And finally, there is a big challenge. You remember Ivan Drago from Rocky 4? He was played by Dolph Lundgren, the big Russian guy who's like, I will break you. Well, you might remember in Rocky 4, he killed Creed's father. And so now, there's kind of like he wants revenge, because now, guess what? Drago has also been training another young boxer, and it happens to be his son, Victor. So you have Victor Drago, and he's played by Florian Montanillo. I'm probably screwing that name up. But this is all like Ivan's been thinking about. Ever since he lost Rocky. Ever since he lost to him, he wants revenge. Nothing more than just to beat Rocky, even if it's just, training another boxer to win. Because after he lost the respect of his country. He lost his wife. So now he basically wants like the respect back, and he wants he wants his wife back, and he figures, I'm going to train this boxer to be the ultimate fighter, and I'm going to train my son. He's going to be the best boxer ever. So naturally, Creed's feeling like, oh, I kind of want to take this fight. And of course, there are a lot of people who want to take it too, because, it's like, oh, it's Creed versus Drago. It's the revenge fight we've been waiting for so long. But the thing is, like, it feels like it's more about the fight itself than it is about anything else, which is kind of a problem, because a lot of the stuff that goes on outside of the ring is interesting, but we glaze past it like so quickly. Like for one, Creed still he still has a relationship with Bianca, who is once again played by Tessa Thompson, and he basically wants to take his relationship to the next level. He wants to marry her, and we see that happen. And it's a pretty sweet scene. It's fairly brief, but it's very sweet. And then they decide they want to take their relationship to the next level. They want to have a kid, which is also really sweet the way they go about it. And then they have the kid, again, also sweet. But then they're worried about the kid that, because Tessa Thompson's character, she's she can't really hear. So, they worried, is that going to happen with the baby too? Again, great drama, great stuff here. But again, breezed through like so quickly. It just feels like emotional bullet points adding more to the fight than actually being, than actually relating with Creed's life here. And bring it into the fight. Like, it feels like there should be more here, especially with, like, there's a little bit of drama with Drago, with the Drago family, because because Ivan feels that that there has to be a little bit more to life than than just revenge, and you can see it on his son's face when he's when he's training, when he's being too hard on him. It feels like there's more there, but it doesn't feel like it comes through here, because, like, again, once we get into the fight, it's just about the fight. It's staged up with all the big theatrics, and to its credit, yeah, the fights are cool. They are shot well. They do get the blood pumping. They do have, like, the slow motion shots, people getting, like their jaws punched and spit coming out, and getting bloodied and bruised, and they just hype up the music and the tension, and they push up the sound effects, and they're thrilling to watch, and they're intense. It's unfortunate because they don't really feel as intense as, they kind of feel on par with, like, your average boxing film, which is kind of sad, because, like, there are a lot of boxing films that do stage boxing well, and Creed 2 does it well here, but it feels like it should be better. Like, there should be just a little bit more here. That's not saying it's not great. There is some pretty clever shots in here. I especially like some of the training montages where they do some clever cutting between mirrors. I like some of the POV shots we get inside the ring of both Creed and Drago going at each other. And you feel the blows. You feel how intense it is, when it is to get punched like that. You're kind of, biting your nails along with it. But it feels like I said, there's a lot more drama that could be, that could be brought up here, and it just feels too standard. I was especially disappointed because Creed's mother, who's played by Phylicia Rashad, who you might know as the mother from the Cosby Show, she has two scenes in here that are they're amazing. Like, I mean, Phylicia Rashad, the 3 or 4 scenes that she's in this film, which are kind of brief, she owns them, man. You feel both that tenderness of a mother, when she's inferring that she wants grandkids. It's sweet. But then later there's a scene where, Creed talks to her about considering taking the fight with Drago. And Rashad just goes thick on him, just saying, like, don't pretend this is about anything else. She gives that the most stern talking to ever, man. And I wish there was more of her. I enjoyed her when she was in there, but I wish there was more. And again, like, and as with like most of Rocky films, you get everything you expect here. You get kind of like the big fight that kind of pushes Creed down to fall. Then he's got to rise back up, so he's got to have that great training montage. It's fairly cool, to watch him training in the desert, where he's running along the dusty road, where he's smashing up the ground with a sledgehammer, where he's punching through fire and stuff like that. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. But again, like I said, it doesn't really feel anything more than like other boxing films. It feels like, as a sequel to Creed, it should be like a little bit more here. That being said, I do still like the actors here. Tessa Thompson does a great job. The few dramatic scenes that are present, there's an ease with them. There's a genuine sense of love in them, especially the scenes between Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone. I think Sylvester Stallone, he has this very gentleness to him, where he kind of, where it almost feels like Stallone's trying to like bring this movie back into focus, because every time he's with Michael B. Jordan, he's saying like, look, okay, you're nervous about proposing, like, relax. If you love her, then it'll be fine. That's actually one of my favorite scenes, is when, he's kind of like coaching him before he's going to propose to Bianca. He's kind of like saying, like, just relax, and it'll be fine. And then there's one moment where Creed just kind of looks at him and says, like, hey, you okay? And Stallone's like, yeah, I'm fine. And there was just something so sweet about that moment. And there's a few more like it too, especially when he's going into the delivery room, and Stallone is basically like coaching him as he goes, saying, like, look, right now, right here, this is going to be the best moment of your life. Okay, so savor it. It's like little scenes like that are great. I just wish there were more of them, because it feels so uneven with the fight. Because honestly, without giving too much away, by the time you get to the final fight with Victor, it kind of feels over at one point, both like not just physically but like emotionally as well. It feels like the fight should be over, that by the time it gets to that triumphant final blow, where like the music pumps up and Creed finally delivers that final punch, it's like you kind of already won at that point. It doesn't feel as victorious. So that being said, I think the film, it kind of does play it a little bit too safe, especially with kind of like the Creed Drago fight. It also, we do kind of lose a lot of dramatic elements as the film goes on. Like there's one promoter of the event who's basically trying to hype it up, and Creed has like one scene where he talks with this guy who's trying to push up the rivalry, and says, like, well, it's just business, I'm all about the fight, money's secondary and stuff like that. And he keeps making, trying to like push Creed to do it. We kind of lose sight of him after a while, and it becomes more, because once we get into the ring, like Rocky says in the opening, when you get in the ring, you fight for yourself and no one else. And it pretty much is, because once he gets in the ring, it's just about the fight and nothing more than that, which is kind of disappointing. So it's not a terrible film. It's very underwhelming to the first Creed film. I think if you genuinely like the formula of Rocky films, you'll still get that here. There's still a little bit of that great character drama here. The fights are still big and exciting. I just wish that it gave me a little more, because I hope it doesn't kind of like go downhill from this point, because it's not making me that excited for round 3. So but here's hoping we can do something great next time. So for Creed 2, 3 out of 5 stars.